It all starts by selecting a company for your CIM assignments, maybe your certificate, diploma, or the postgraduate. You will be looking to solve business problems, marketing problems, explore opportunities for this company that you select. So let's go through a ultimate guide on how this could be done. So you are going to enjoy all your work, plus it will result in you getting a good pass rate. So the company you select could apply across assignments that you do. And all the research work you do gets translated into 2 pages, and in which one of the key areas will be the theme for this assignment. This video will not address the theme, which will be addressed separately, but everything else on how to get your 2-page company background right. So how do you select the right company? Here are some options. It could be the company you work for. So all the assignment work you do will help you even getting a promotion, progressing your career. It could be a company that is of interest to you. Maybe you love Tesla. Maybe you are a big fan of Lego. Maybe you like a local company. Maybe it's SoftLogic. Maybe it's Kiehl's, Cargill's. Or it might be a small restaurant chain. So pick a company that you might someday want to work, and this might be the way you do your preparation. Thirdly, it could be an industry that you're fascinated about. Self-driven cars, banking and finance, maybe the health sector with all that's happening with COVID and the research and development happening there, FMCG. Pick an industry that you would want to build a career someday. Whatever the choice is, you have to have access to information. Publish, there are websites, annual reports, press articles, the social media, or somebody you know, or maybe you work there, you need information. And at the end of the day, you got to link this company and the theme you select. For example, if you picked Cargill's versus Kiehl's, Cargill's has the largest market share in the modern trade supermarket business. In most cases, your theme to grow that company might be to retain the current customers in the current context. Whereas, let's say if it's Spar supermarket chain, which is new, their theme might be to acquire. So there has to be a link between your company and your theme. That again, we'll talk on another day. So when you select a company, all companies in this country are open for you. It could be large companies, which are common and everybody knows. It could be even a global company and the whole world is open for you. Or on the other hand, it could be a small company. In my life, I'm associated with small businesses since leaving my corporate life. Daffodil is one of them. Snipex is a sales academy, just a couple of people work there. Spinner used to be a cafe. It is still the cycling center. 5-6 people work there. It could be an event like Ironman, an international triathlon. So we also say small is beautiful. And of course, you can even do it for a small company like what I'm showing you. So a large Sri Lankan conglomerate, corporate, it could be a global brand, a global company, or a small business. But ensure it's established for a couple of years. And as I told you earlier, there has to be access to information. So let's take Spinner for an example. Very interesting company that I'm involved in, founded that in 2014. Though it's small, a lot of information is published. So as you can see, the Google presence is pretty optimized, 500 plus reviews. It's got a Facebook page, a lot of other third-party publications. So it gives you a good base for research about this company. So, choice is yours. So there onwards, you got to convert that research you do about this company to a 2-page company background. So the areas that you need to cover in this 2-page document are clearly elaborated by the examiner. Obviously the name with a logo, information about the company, industry, size as you could see, all the way to covering the theme. So these 2 pages is going to score your first 5 marks. But you got to get it right. And it's also important to do it with a lot of passion as a work of art, that you are really happy to see your work. So the examiner looks at it and feels the same. So, your assignment brief, whatever the assignment you do, will give you clarity of those areas that needs to be covered in the company background. Is generally and always under task 1A. As you can see here on the left side, it's the same for all assignments. Except your global marketing decision, which is at the stage 3, we call it the case study, you tend to have an extra area. And that changes most of the time year to year. And the difference is it's a one-page company background. You will find extra guidance on this in the Daffodil Google Classroom. But today we will focus on the two-page company background. So, here's what a not so good job of 2 pages look like. If you just have a look at it, you'll probably pick up what the problems are. Can you? It almost looks good, very colorful. But it doesn't meet our basic requirement. Now let's see why. Number 1, the student is not giving any sources, credible sources to where the information is coming from. A lot of cut and paste from websites, annual reports. That shows you are lazy. You will have to recreate some of these diagrams than just cutting and pasting. This paragraph on the left hand bottom is a total cut and paste from annual report. You can't do that. You got to pick the key points and reword it, and of course support it with the sources. So a lot of negatives in this, though it looks colorful. Obvious points. You got to number the points. Otherwise, how do you refer to these elements later in your assignment? Easily the student could have mentioned this as 3.0, etc. So, silly errors like this you could easily avoid by going through some of this guidance. Now, if you look at a good job, this is a relatively good job. If you take a glance at it, you'll probably pick the difference between what you saw earlier and what you're seeing now. You're surely seeing something pretty analytical. A lot of numbers, which is the way we run businesses. Apart from that, the student very sharply presents the company in the first couple of lines so that anybody can get a feel of it. Very important to be concise and sharp. And sources are given for every table, every key point, which is pretty good. Thirdly, wherever that you are using certain theoretical elements like product mix, stakeholder, you can always give a reference like Kotler 1998, Mendelao. So that's good practice. Don't go and define theory, but you can give a reference. And there onwards, charts, graphs, tables, diagrams. We love charts, graphs, tables, diagrams, as long as they are supported with the illustration, such as here. Otherwise, no one's going to understand what's in this table unless you have a sharp illustration with the highlights. So, not so good job and a good job. Here's the yellow list, which gives you 9 points on what to do in an assignment. How do you get the first couple of paragraphs right so that we get what this company is? Size of the company is very important because based on the size, is a small, medium, large, blue chip, conglomerate, billion-dollar company, million-dollar company, 5 people company, 5,000 people company. What you do, your strategies are going to change. This helps us visualize what type of company you're talking about. So you got to really think through this and read carefully. Number the points, we already discussed it. Sources, without that, you're not going to move anywhere. Whenever you use anything theoretical like product, like stakeholders, you can always reference it. Do not cut and paste, recreate something better than what you found on the online. Make your work visual, which means charts, graphs, tables, diagrams with a short illustration. Key point, custom segment has to be justified using segmentation variables, data, size of that market. If you say millennials, what's the size of the millennial market? What are their lifestyle habits? What data do you have to support that? So you got to support this very, very sharply. Finally, the theme, we'll talk about it on another discussion, which is very important, but we'll give you a bit of guidance on how to get that right. at least from the amount of space you need to use for. So this is like an architectural map of how the two pages will and should fall in line. It even gives you a sense of how you will use the spacing. As you can see, there's a lot of space left for the theme, just close to half a page. And of course, the stakeholders, your segment needs space. And I mean, this is an indicative guide, but it gives you a sense of how your work's gonna look like. So let's look at an example. Just before that, remember, charts, graphs, tables, diagrams, we are big fans. So please use them effectively. That makes your work current and 2021. We don't like long, big paragraphs. But whenever you do a chart or diagram, this good work from our students who scored very well in the past, always use a very sharp illustration. That's what the left-hand side corner shows you. So, good example of somebody who did a two-page company background for ACES. It's of an intermediate standard, a work of a student in stage 1, because initially you take a bit of time to warm up to the CIM requirements. But it's still good work, as you could see. Very thought out, sharp. There are a couple of very good things. Look at the competitor. Very well numbered. Charts have been used, illustrations and sources. So that's the type of blocks that you need to be inputting into your two pages. Here's another example. A local Kansai Paint, a paint company. Again of intermediate standard. I mean, good presentation. Good presentation. This actually scored well. But if you really look at it, easily the student could have improved this work by adding sources. You will see paragraphs about the company with no sources from a website, social media, press. These are easy things that could be improved. So take the learning. Once again, you got to keep an eye on the yellow list. The 9 points should be like your guide. So let's look at some of the 5-star work of advanced level students. Now this is the ultimate type of examples. Absolutely analytical, numbered, graphs and charts are used, sources, pretty detailed. Of course, this is a stage 3 postgrad student's work, but the company background information required is the same across. You don't have to be certificate or diploma to do a quality job. So take the learnings from it. The yellow list 9 points are beautifully demonstrated in this case. Here's another brilliant piece of work by a student who scored a very good mark, and that's done for the Ceylon Tobacco. Clean, beautifully done. While this is a lot of detail, very analytical, a lot of data points, this was a very selective, cleaned up, thought out presentation. I don't have to explain to you why we've scored at Daffodil this as a 5-star benchmark. This is like consultancy level work. When CIM examiners see this type of work, it's a pleasure. And you look forward to go through the rest of your assignment. So there you go. That's a bit of a guide for you to get your company background started well in an effective manner that you yourself will be proud of the work you do. While those guides were there, we at Daffodil will never guide you to do what exactly what the others have done. So please do your own thing. Be guided by this video. Number one, be analytical. You are a marketer. You are a business graduate. Be creative. And of course, be original. So, hope this helped you to get yourself started. Select a company. Be passionate about it. And do a great piece of work. Here are a couple of questions that are generally asked, and you could read this yourself. Can I use the company background for multiple assignments? Can I use my old company background from stage 1? Answer is no. Please update and improve it, etc. So the Daffodil team will always be there to help you whenever you have a question, but please use the guide so you yourself could do a quality world-class job. So on that note, all the best. Let's start your CIM assignment journey.